Hello everyone, my name is Samuel Ricken and I'm with Zach Myers, and we're going to be taking you through our global project. We're with the WSU team and from the 495 BIM class.
Okay, so the members involved were from the National Cheng Kung University, National Taiwan University, and Washington State University. So the members from the National Cheng Kung University were Chen Wen Chi, Da Hong Lin, and Dennis Wang. From the National Taiwan University were Johannes Yu and Alice Yu. And then from Washington State University was Sam and I.
Okay, so the location of the project was in Chennai. That's actually in southern India. The scenario was that in 2015 in South India, local residents lost their homes due to floods that ravaged Chennai. The concept we were asked to do the project on was due to the massive destruction that these floods caused, Chennai's economy and people were unable to provide basic shelter for everyone within a timely manner. And that is why it is important for others to contribute. And this is the theme that we went with when designing this project, and we took this situation into consideration when designing the 3D model and doing the schedule.
Okay, so here is a quick fly through of the 3D model that we did our schedule on. So that was a quick fly through of the building that we were given.
So next we're going to go into the 4D model overview. Our objective was to provide a sequenced and cohesive schedule using 3D geometry. We did that in Navisworks, as you will see on the next slide. We actually have a 4D schedule prepared to show you in this presentation. The benefits, there's a big list of 4D modeling benefits that can be quite extensive. Some of the weightiest advantages, though, are bulleted out here. I'll just read through them. Reduce design time, speed up evaluation and design, reduce the number of change orders, increase number of alternatives studied, increase the number of project stakeholders who clearly understand the project and are able to provide input, reduce rework, reduce RFIs, and maximize offsite prefabrication. Limitations are for the project. To be successful, all members of the design team have to begin way earlier than usual. And the construction industry is slow to change and therefore don't like the idea of learning a new system. We got this out of a scholarly article, and you can find our source at the end of this presentation.
And here's a quick video of the 4D model that we put together.
So we're going to go into a few of the benefits and drawbacks of working with a global team. We've got three benefits, main ones that we want to talk about. The strongest benefit from working with global teams is the value of a different perspective. They will have cultural, educational, environmental, and political differences that will lend to their perspective. So this can be a value if you're used to just working very close in a geographical area and you don't get around the world much, especially when you're doing a project that is in a very far away geographic location. The drawbacks are availability of resources in different geographical regions. So if you're building, in Canada, obviously there's a lot of trees, or if you're building on an island, you can be limited in resources there. Transferring information can be difficult, especially if the file sizes are large. Communication methods are difficult because you never really physically see the person, you only email and maybe video chat.
So some of the software that we utilized NTU used Revit for their 3D modeling, NCKU used Revit for their structural analysis, and WSU used Navisworks for the 4D modeling. And we also utilized Primavera for the preliminary schedule. And yes, all the software worked well together and there was no glitches there. So the reason we decided to use the Autodesk software is because it is interchangeable with one another. And then we also used Primavera because we could plug the schedule right into Navisworks. Some alternative software that we could have used for 4D modeling was Synchro. 3D modeling, we could have used AutoCAD, and another scheduling alternative to Primavera could have been Microsoft Project.
So for communication recommendation for next year, obviously, we'll go through what went well and what we used this year, and then a recommendation for the future classes. For this year, we used Facebook. It was used for basic communication and for file sharing. Email was used at the very beginning. Before we switched to Facebook, it was just a lot more integrated and easy to use. For Sococo, we tried using screen sharing, but the connection was too slow to be effective. We did not use video conferencing very much. I think we tried, but it failed. We did use the BIM virtual reviewer to view the model one time, and it was not the specific model for our group. Recommendation for future classes: Facebook is really easy method of communication because it's so well integrated across the world, and it's only going to get better. So that'd be our recommendation for next year. And then Sococo would have been more effective if the screen sharing had worked a little better.
So our BIM execution plan, it was very useful. The BIM execution plan is most useful when it is done early and is coordinated well with all parties. But in our situation, it was not very helpful. Some of the commitments and how our work was divided: NTU committed to complete the 3D model, NCKU committed to complete the structural analysis, and we committed to complete the 4D schedule. And all teams followed through and the commitments were met. So some revisions to the BIM execution plan: we would have put a schedule of meeting times along with a specific medium of communication that we would use. And if we worked with the same students again, we would have completed the BIM execution plan with the schedules for communication earlier and sent it to our teammates.
And that's it. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. Like I said before, these are the sources that we used for our presentation and for our information about the slide, or about the floods, and then about the 4D overview. So thank you.